The Democrats keep getting exposed. Okay, here we have it. Shout out to MAGA Eli Crane, literally exposing the Democrats for trying to use the illegals as their new voters and to increase the blue districts. Yeah, I mean, we knew this, okay? On top of that, let's also bring up the fact that they were trying to do the replacement theory, okay? And they called Republicans crazy for calling them out on that, all right? Talk about gaslighting, okay? Gaslighting and narcissism all over the place, running rampant from the Democrats, all right? They were trying to send Gen Z off to World War III and have the illegals as the new voters and giving their kids food and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, the Americans were just being harvested. It was insane. Shout out to the King Squad. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. We're here to break this thing down and get into it, guys. It's crazy. Let's go.
Thank you. I now recognize the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Crane, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing today. I want to thank you all for joining us on this important subcommittee hearing. I only have 5 minutes, so I ask you to please keep your answers brief. I also have a service of unanimous consent request that I'll be entering into the record after my questioning. Mr. Antifson, on January 27, 2024, President Biden said a new, broader bill would grant him new emergency authority to shut down the border when it becomes overwhelmed. Additionally, on January 30th, 2024, President Biden said, when asked about his actions on the border, "I've done all I can do. Give me the Border Patrol, give me the people who can stop this and make it work right." My question to you, sir, did President Biden lie to the American people about his actions and authority at the southern border?
He claimed there was nothing else he could do, and then he did more that summer with the executive orders. So clearly he wasn't telling the truth.
Thank you. DHS and CBP fall under the executive branch, meaning Biden always had the authority. He chose to operate the border in the way he did. Would you agree with that, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Blair, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol protection data released February 18, 2025, according to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol protection from January 21st through January 31st, 2025, the number of U.S. Border Patrol apprehensions along the southwest border dropped 85% from the same period in 2024. The number of inadmissible aliens encountered by CBP's Office of Field Operation at ports of entry along the southwest border dropped 93% in the 11 days after January 20th compared with the 11 days prior, and the list goes on and on. My question is, and please answer yes or no, sir, would you agree CBP data suggests that President Trump's first 30 days in office was more effective at stopping illegal immigration than 4 years of Joe Biden?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Rise, my question is, briefly explain what liberal states stand to gain from mass illegal immigration and unchecked parole.
Part of it's head count. They're counted in the census, even though non-citizens can't vote and are not supposed to vote. And then those numbers are used for districting in Congress. And then in turn, those same numbers are also used for the presidential electoral college votes.
Would you agree, ma'am, that redistricting is a major political outcome for Democrats welcoming migrant caravans into their local communities?
Yes, it gives them more head count and therefore more districts.
Would you agree illegal immigration for redistricting is not what the founders intended under Article 1, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution regarding congressional districting?
I agree.
I'd like to play a 20-second recording of a former Homeland Security Committee member. Can we go ahead and play that?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the.
Thank you. That was Rep. Yvette Clarke, a Democrat from New York, from January 8, 2024. Her words outlined Biden's failed plans for illegal immigration to gain political influence. Ms. Rice, You wrote on this issue for Heritage Foundation in February of 2024. The article was titled, "Stop Allowing Non-Citizens to Determine Congressional and Presidential Representation." It was a great piece, and I plan to introduce the article into congressional record at the conclusion of my 5 minutes. The last thing I want to say to Mr. Reichlin Melnick is I find it interesting as I sit here and listen to you blame President Trump and attack President Trump, for saying to the American people that he was going to protect the American people, he was going to put them first, and he was going to implement policies to fix the mess created by the Biden administration. And I just find it rich that you're attacking President Trump for doing exactly what the American people wanted, not the individual who caused this problem. And sadly, if you guys don't figure this issue out, you're going to lose the next election as well. Thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot to unpack there. There is a lot to unpack there, okay? And this is why we need voter ID laws, okay? Like for these immigrants, all right? It is absolutely deplorable that they were trying to just rig the election like this. And we see this consistent pattern from the Dems over and over and over again. It's like they just can't win an election fair and square. Okay, and then everybody is awakened to the hypocrisy from the Democrats. Shout out to the liberal hive mind, the abundant hypocrisy from the left. We see the abundant hypocrisy, and then they're like, oh my gosh, well, all right, well, we need a new batch of voters, guys. Let's usher hey, somebody open the border up, and let's usher these immigrants in immediately, ASAP, okay? And it's like you need ID to buy cigarettes, ID to buy firearms, ID to buy alcohol, all types of stuff. ID to buy, certain type of films, all types of stuff, but you don't need an ID to vote. You can just, oh yeah, I'm just here on this land. I'll just influence the next election, and I'm not even a citizen here. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. And then, this is the whole thing where I was saying that, the illegals were living the American dream. I mean, they were getting free food. They were given 5-star hotels, money, and our hard-earned money on top of that. And then they're given the ability to vote. Oh my gosh, the right to bear arms. They were fighting for the Democrats were fighting to give them that ability in California. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? I mean, how did you guys feel about that? What were your thoughts about everything that was going on? I mean, at this point, the Dems can never be trusted again. Okay, and it's been like that for a while now, but after the abomination of the Biden-Harris administration and everything they did to Trump, it is like, how can you remain a Democrat? Okay, how can you remain a Decepticonocrat? How can you sit here with a straight face and say, I'm still a liberal after seeing all the hypocrisy from the Democrat Party? I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Great job to the Trump administration. With everything that was, how they handled everything, despite all the nonsense that was thrown at Trump during this past election. Okay, it was just absolute nonsense. And I have to say, too, I am absolutely loving it, okay, seeing these Democrats get called out. I am absolutely loving it, seeing them get called out and held accountable. And, yeah, let's keep it going, guys. Let's get back into the video, and that's that. Let's go.
Intending to enter something in the record?
Yep, I've got several.
If you'll just give us a brief descriptions so that we can do that at this point.
Yep. So this is an article, Biden promises to shut down the border if given the authority in a partisan bill.
Without objection, be entered into the record.
Number 2, Biden has the power to end the border crisis. He doesn't want to.
Without objection, be entered into the record.
Number 3, CBP releases January 2025 monthly update.
Without objection, be entered into the record.
Stop allowing non-citizens to determine congressional and presidential representation by Ms. Rice.
Without objection, be entered into the record.
And the last one, Brooklyn Congresswoman wants migrants to fill up her district.
And without objection, that will also be entered into the record. At this time, the chair would recognize the gentleman.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. It is absolutely crazy.
Migrant care.
Okay. And, at this rate, the Democrats, I believe they know they're going to lose the next election, okay? Now, that's why they're scrambling like some eggs in the morning to get Obi Vance Kenobi, a.k.a. Jedi J.D. Vance, a.k.a. J.D. Vance, okay? they're trying to annihilate him with who is it? What is her name? AOC and Jasmine Crockett against JD Vance. I knew they lost their mind, but wow, have you lost your mind? You really think that Jasmine Crockett and AOC stand a chance against JD Vance? Oh my gosh. Yeah, in that case, they are truly the party of anti-common sense. Okay, and yeah, that is crazy. Common sense is not so common, I guess. That's insane. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Jasmine Crockett or AOC stand a chance against JD Vance? Let me know down below in the comments. What are your thoughts on all of this? I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say as always. Shout out to the King Squad. Thank you for all donations. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are having a great and awesome day. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.